Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. I'm Brian Moritz. Today I get to walk you around a 2022 Renegade Verona LE 40 LTS. So 40 feet, triple slide, single bath. One of my favorite floor plans of the Renegade Verona LE. So while you guys are kind of panned out there, first thing I want you to notice is this is the Maritime exterior paint scheme. Along with all Renegade paint schemes, it is full body paint. There are no stickers or decals that you have to worry about cracking and peeling over time. Up top, we do have the Girard Vision awning with the LED light strip in it. I didn't put it out because it's a little windy, but it is a two-stage power awning. So it comes out, there's an angle, it drops down a little bit farther just to give you better shade across the length of the motorhome. So we'll walk around the exterior first and then we'll head inside. Starting in the front on the passenger side, we've got the AquaHot 450D. This is going to be our furnace as well as our hot water heater. Moving back, really big storage compartment. Notice all the Verona LE compartments are carpet lined, so you don't have to worry about things rattling around. In this compartment, we do have an air hose. If you were ever out and needed to fill up your tires, you can actually use the onboard compressor from the Freightliner chassis to air up your tires. The Renegade baggage doors are some of my favorite. So you got 090 aluminum all the way around. These are insulated. We've got dual swing hinges just for extra stability. And then we have dual slam points, which gives you just a nice, clean, crisp closing door. For those of you who have Class A's or have used Class A's, you know that sometimes it takes quite a bit to slam those. In the sidewall, we do have the 43-inch Samsung HD TV, as well as a Samsung soundbar. This is going to be a smart TV, so if you have Wi-Fi available, you can use your streaming services such as Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, or Spotify is also on there as an app, so you could use this soundbar to have music on the outside of your coach, or you can Bluetooth to the soundbar, up to you. Back one more bay, another really big storage. Now in this one, we do have our slide locks, our travel locks, just to keep those slides nice and firm while you're traveling down the road. We've also got two 110 volt outlets, so you have power on the exterior if you need it, as well as a hole here, so you can run power cords through the bottom of the coach into that bay, and you're still able to close and lock this door. Moving back, we've got our 3/4 pass-through bay. So on a Super C, you don't have the possibility to have a true pass-through, or on the Renegade Super Cs, I should say. So this one goes nice and deep. If you needed things like tables, lawn chairs, shuffleboard, big storage just for that stuff. And then last but not least, on the passenger side, one more big storage compartment. Now this is some stuff that Renegade throws in. This is extra tiles for the floor. Just in case you ever tripped or cracked one, you have some available. You don't have to wait for Renegade to send them, that kind of thing. This is the toolkit for the Central Vac, which this one does have. The central vacuum is located right up there, so that's where you'll empty your bags and do your servicing. And there is ports inside, so you can just sweep your dirt to them and then suck it all out. Coming around to the back, we've got a two-piece fiberglass rear cap. So piece one is up top, piece two is this bumper. So this is your most exposed area. If you're gonna back into something, you're gonna hit right here pretty much. Down below, we've got a 3-inch receiver with a 20,000 pound towing capacity. With every Renegade, they do throw in a hitch, or every Renegade Verona LE, they do throw in a hitch. This particular one has a 2 5/16 ball, and on the opposite side, we have a 2-inch ball. Right next to that, we've got the connection for our Voyager camera system. That will connect cameras on a trailer to the cab, so you can see what's behind your trailer in the cab. And then a 7-pin connection for your trailer brakes and trailer lights. Coming around to the driver's side in the very back bay, we've got our 50-amp power cord on a reel. So manual extend, power retract. They do put a hole in the floor, so you can run this cord out and still be able to lock this door. The cord is 36 feet long. Next, we have the Cummins Awning Quiet Diesel 8,000 watt generator. Now this generator does have enough power to run everything in this coach simultaneously, including your two 15,000 BTU air conditionings. Next is going to be our water bay. So on the left side, that blue canister is going to be our whole house water filter. Filters the water before it goes into the freshwater tank. Our black and gray tank dump valves, a black tank rinse, hose storage. Now the freshwater inlet hose is on a reel and just tucks up behind there. Again, manual extend, power retract. Our next two bays are going to be our gray and black holding tanks. Those are 75 gallons each. Now these gray and black holding tanks, as well as your freshwater tank, have the new True Tank system on them, which is just a much more accurate reading on your tank levels. Rather than being in thirds, it's down to 5%. Last storage bay on your driver's side, big carpet line storage, but more importantly, in this bay we do have our Magnum 3000 watt inverter. This bay contains all of our house and chassis batteries. So we've got 3 lithium batteries. Now there's a couple different options for how you can order a Verona LE. You can do the standard, which is 2 Group 27 AGM house batteries, or you can do 2 270 amp hour lithium batteries, which is going to total 540 amp hours of battery power. Or you can do this option, which is 3 270 amp hour lithium batteries, which is 810 amp hours total. Now, with these batteries, we did option this Renegade Verona LE with 525 watts of solar on the roof. That's 3 175 watt panels. That solar is wired directly to these batteries, so if you're out boondocking, you always have charge as long as the sun is out. Over to the left of those batteries, we also have our 2 12-volt chassis batteries. Those sole purpose is to start the engine. So this Renegade Verona LE is built on the Freightliner M2 chassis. So with the Freightliner M2 chassis, you get 2 50-gallon saddle tanks for fuel. So 100 gallons of diesel fuel total. You do have the ability to fill them on both sides. There's also an auto transfer line between the 2 tanks, so you could fill it from one side if you needed to. I always recommend filling from 2. Goes a lot faster. Now with this Verona LE, we did upgrade to the American Racing wheels. It looks amazing with this maritime paint scheme. And this entire motorhome is powered by the Cummins ISL 9-liter, which produces 360 horsepower. Now on the back side of that engine, we do have the Allison 3200 TRV transmission, which is going to give you a torque rating of 1,150 foot-pounds of torque. Now a big thing about Super Cs is safety. So with the Super C, we've got frame rails, we've got an engine, we've got a radiator, all this stuff up in front of us, versus your traditional Class A where there's not a lot of support in front. So if you were in a front-end collision, you actually have some bracing before you hit whatever you hit. Another upgrade that we did on this Verona LE is the Caliber C9 grille with the Renegade RV logo inlaid in it. In my opinion, it's a great looking grille, much better than your standard 5-post Freightliner. Kind of takes it away from looking like a semi and more looking like a custom RV. So coming over to the passenger side again, you'll see the other fuel fill. This is our passenger side 50-gallon fuel tank. And that's going to wrap up the exterior. Let's head inside. So as we come in here, I do have all 3 slides closed, just so you can see what your space looks like while you're in travel mode. So this is how much space you have to get through here when you're actually traveling, or if you just pull over at a rest stop, want to make some lunch, take a nap. Your narrowest point is right here, and it measures 11 inches. but I can get to the kitchen here. The refrigerator is pretty much unobstructed. Easy to open. The bathroom, which is where my cameraman is standing right now. Very easy to get to. And last but not least, you have full use of your 72 by 74 king bed. So right when we walk in this coach, we've got our Firefly system. So this is going to be our whole house control. So on the home screen, we've got things like light master on and off. It's nice that it's just right next to the door, so as you walk in, you can just tap it really quick. The levels for our fresh gray and black tanks. Water pump on and off. 12-volt tank heaters on and off. That's for your gray and black tank to keep you out winter camping a little bit longer. Shows us our temperatures. Generator start and stop. Then you can move into the more precise panels. So this one is your lighting panel. So I can, turn on the living room lights or the living room floor lights, more specific lights, power, just so we can see what's going on in the motorhome, where our power is coming from, what power we have coming in. Now, something I like about 2022 Renegades is they removed the Magnum panel for the inverter and they moved it to the Firefly. So now we can turn on our inverter from here without having to go to another panel. Next is going to be our climate control. One thing I really like about Renegade Verona LEs is they actually give you bay control as well. So if you are out winter camping and want to keep your water bay warm, we can actually turn on the Aqua Hot and have heat down there as well. Satellite on and off, the fan in the bedroom, and the TV lift up and down. And then this is going to be our slide page. So we're going to go ahead and start by extending this kitchen slide. All you do is push the button and hold it. Next, we'll do living room slide. Oh, push the right button. So when this slide gets all the way out, you might hear a banging sound. It's completely normal for Renegades. So while we've got just a little bit of downtime, some stuff I didn't talk about on the exterior is the stuff on the roof. I mentioned that you have the Girard Vision awning, and I mentioned that you have the 525 watts of solar. Also on this coach, we do have a Winegard RTT20B, which is going to be an in-motion satellite for either DirecTV or Dish Network, just depending on what you prefer. There's 5 dip switches on there. It's really easy to change over. You also have a Winegard Connect 2.0, which is going to be a cellular or a Wi-Fi booster. So there's a couple options of how you can run that. You can either put an AT&T SIM card in it and use actual cellular Wi-Fi, or if you're in a park, you can take the park's Wi-Fi and boost it and give yourself a secure network in this coach, which will give you the ability to check your bank account without everyone being able to see what you're doing. So let's go ahead and start in the back of this Verona LE LTS. The bed in here is going to be a 72 by 74 queen bed or king bed. Sorry. On either side, we do have one 110 volt outlet as well as 2 USBs for additional power. Up above, we do have cabinetry all the way across for additional bedroom storage. Now, under this bed, in lieu of storage, Renegade puts your 150 gallons of fresh water here. So 2 75-gallon tanks totaling 150 gallons. What I really like about this is it's directly over your rear axle, so your weight distribution is awesome. Keeps you from getting squirrely on the road. It's also inside heated and insulated, so you don't have to worry about freezing it if you are out winter camping. Opposite of the bed, huge hanging storage. Now, over here towards the back, this bottom panel does come out so that if you have things like long dresses, they can hang all the way through without worrying about them getting wrinkled. Down below, another big hanging storage. And then a bank of 4 drawers. Now with the Verona LE, you do get dovetail construction drawers, and they are all quiet closing, or soft closing. Next is going to be your AV compartment, that satellite I mentioned on the roof. We would put your satellite receiver in this compartment to hook up to your 32-inch Samsung HD Smart TV in the bedroom. Another big cabinet, and then 2 more wardrobe drawers. And then up above you have the solid surface countertop, phone, wallet, keys, tablet, laptop, just a good place to put the things you don't need before you go to bed. You also have the bedroom window. This is your emergency exit. So if you want to, you would just punch this all the way out, or they do give you the option to just set it like that. It acts as a storm window for extra airflow in the bedroom. Now every window on a Renegade Verona LE is going to be a dual pane tinted window, so it's a little bit harder to see through from the outside, but with that you do get a day shade, so a solar shade, as well as your complete privacy shade on every window in here. Now this panel right here is going to be used in conjunction with the Firefly panel that I showed you next to the door. This one's going to control all of our bedroom lights, so ceiling, floor accents, turn this ceiling fan on and off, and then a rear master. But most importantly, you can extend and retract this bedroom slide from here as well. If I'm out camping, I like to be able to see what's going on when I'm closing my slides, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. So being able to do it back here and visually watch that slide is very important to me. Coming into the bathroom, we've got a split bath on the Verona LE LTS. Really big cabinet. And then next to that, we've got an actual medicine cabinet with shelves that can be adjusted up and down as needed. Solid surface countertop down below. 2 110-volt outlets, so anything you need power for in the bathroom, we have it available. A bank of 3 drawers for toiletries. And then a big cabinet down below. Opposite of that is the actual bathroom. So cabinet up top here, great place to keep, a couple extra towels, toilet paper, towel rack, and then down below we've got the Santa Marine macerating toilet, so that is an electric flush, and then a 36-inch radius shower. Now this shower head and everything is laying on the floor because we do winterize these units, and just for added protection so we don't break these shower heads, we do remove them and drop them down. But in a 36-inch radius shower, there's plenty of room to move around in here. And then on the shower door, they do put in a locking mechanism just so that it doesn't come open while you're in transit. Next, we've got the Splendid stacked washer and dryer. I like the positioning of it on a Verona LE LTS. I can open these doors. I don't feel cramped right here by any means, which is going to bring us into the front half of the motorhome. So I'll let Jody go by me here. On the Verona LE LTS, we do come standard with the Samsung 18 cubic foot residential refrigerator, so this is going to run solely off of electric. Now, I'm not plugged in and I don't have a generator running right now. I have this running directly off of the 3 lithium batteries and the 3000 watt inverter. Freezer drawer down below with an ice maker. And then Renegade does put locks on it just to make sure doors don't come flying open in transit. This is the pantry that Renegade throws in with the Verona LE LTS. We do have a lock, and then just pull it out. It's huge. I like that they staggered the size of your shelves, just so you can put taller stuff on bottom and get shorter as you go up. And this is also quiet closing, soft closing, which gives a little bit more friction to keep it from sliding while you're in transit. And then, as mentioned before, we do have a lock just to be safe. Down below the pantry, we've got all the fuses and circuit breakers for this motorhome. There's only one other place for fuses, and they are just the chassis fuses up front underneath the hood. Moving into the kitchen, really big cabinet up above your solid surface countertop. These are all the manuals that Renegade throws in with the motorhome. So you're going to have the motorhome manuals, you know, your inverter, air conditionings, TVs, that kind of stuff. And then we have the Freightliner manuals, which is going to be all your chassis maintenance stuff. They do split it all up. Moving forward, Samsung microwave. Nice and big. And then down below, we've got the 2-burner true induction cooktop. And then a single bowl undermount sink with a sprayer nozzle for doing dishes. On the countertop, they do give you 2 110 volt outlets, just in case you want to plug in that Instant Pot, coffee pot, air fryer, whatever crazy things we're cooking with nowadays. Underneath the sink, really big cabinet here. Now this is a great place to put a trash can, something that Renegade actually does advertise, because a lot of manufacturers forget to put trash cans in them, or a place for a trash can. And then another cabinet with adjustable shelves, so we can move them up and down. We could also add more if you wanted to. We have a bank of 3 drawers here. So right here we've got the remotes for our living room TV. Next drawer, that water filter, we'll put that in prior to you taking delivery of it. And then some touch-up paint that Renegade throws in with every coach. And then one more big drawer. Just forward of that, we've got the AV compartment for this front TV. Now the front TV in the Verona LE LTS is on a televator. So there's 2 different ways you could do this, 3 different ways actually. So I've got the remote in my hand. That's how I just started this televator going up. We can also do it from the main Firefly panel or this Firefly panel behind the couch. So once that's all the way up, we've got a 50-inch Samsung HD TV that is also going to be a smart TV, so you can use your streaming services on it if you don't feel like hooking up the satellite on the roof. Underneath that, we've got the 2-person sofa. Now this does jackknife down into a small bed. And as a bonus, it actually has a storage drawer underneath. If I can get my hand on it, there we go. So just a really strong magnet holding that closed. And then opposite of that, we've got the 3-person sofa. Now this is going to be an actual trifold sofa that will make out into a queen bed. Really good storage all the way across the top of your off-door side, your driver's side of this Verona LE LTS. And then the booth dinette. Now notice we do have 2 seat belts in this booth dinette, so this is a legal place for people to travel. We've also got 2 110 volt outlets and a total of 4 USBs on the table, as well as cup holders so things aren't sliding around while in transit. Storage underneath. Now these are the cushions to make this dinette into a bed if you needed to. If you don't need these cushions, you can take them out, leave them in the garage, and have additional storage for your kitchen. There we go. Same thing on this side. So, last but not least, in the house portion of this Verona LE, we've got some storage up above the cab. Now, we also have our awning controller, so we can put the awning in and out from here. We can do it from the Firefly panel on the door. Next, more storage. Now, we've got cab ceiling light override, Just going to turn these on, kind of act as map lights. The controls for our WineGuard Connect 2.0, that Wi-Fi system I was telling you about, and the control pad for our equalizer automatic leveling. Now, Renegade did an awesome upgrade this year and moved the controls for that to the Firefly panel as well, so we can actually level it out from the back of the coach as well as the front of the coach. And then, last but not least, one more storage up above the cab with two 110 volt outlets built into it. So moving down into the cab of this Renegade Verona LE. So first things first, both your driver and passenger seat are going to be air ride seats. And turn that on. It'll stop yelling at me in just a second. That buzzing sound, I'll tell you that buzzing sound here in just a minute. So on this Renegade Verona LE on the Freightliner M2 106 chassis, not a whole lot to see in the cab, but this is where you're going to spend quite a bit of your time. Over on the left side, we've got our cruise control settings. So this is your master switch for cruise control on and off. Your set and resume switch. So set, coast is down, resume, accelerate is up. Headlights on and off, as well as marker lights. And then an increase and decrease of the intensity of the backlighting of the dash. Moving over to the left, we've got fog lights, a differential lock. So if you're in a slippery situation, you can actually lock the rear differential, make those two tires turn the same speed, give you more traction on the road. The touchpad for our 6-speed automatic Allison transmission. Again, that's an Allison 3200 TRV. Power windows for both the driver and passenger side. Mirror heat for those cold and foggy days, just so that you don't have to deal with fogged up mirrors. Power locks for both driver and passenger side doors. Parking brake release and set. The Curt integrated trailer brake. So this is actually a brake controller for trailers. You can change how your brake intensity, all that right here. Definitely something we go over in your walkthrough when you pick up this motorhome. A dump valve for your rear suspension. So that rear suspension is air ride. We can drop it down just to assist with leveling or picking up trailers. Engine brake on and off. One big thing that you get with the Renegade Verona LE is a 2-stage engine brake. So up is high, down is low. Lane alert, this is lane departure. So if you're driving down the road and it catches you starting to drift over the lane, it'll give you that buzzing sound that you heard in the beginning to alert you that you're drifting. Now you can disable that just by pushing the button if you don't like it. The option switch on a Renegade Verona LE is docking light, so that's rearward facing light. So if you're backing up into a camping spot at night, you have some illumination. Tire pressure monitoring. The Wabco on-guard collision mitigation system, which is adaptive cruise control. So you can just set your cruise, it'll speed you up and slow you down in traffic as needed. And then the camera select switch for your trailer. So if you use that connection back there for the Voyager camera system, we can actually display any cameras that you have on your trailer on this screen. Really helps with backing up. Now on this Garmin screen, this is going to be your radio as well as navigation, AM, FM, Bluetooth. It also acts as your camera screen. So if I turn on my left blinker, boom, we've got a camera on the left side. Really nice high definition picture with color. Eliminates all blind spots. Same thing for the right. And then if we put it in reverse, it'll come up as well. And that's pretty much going to wrap up our walkthrough of this cab. So we do have a couple more Renegade Verona LEs on order that we can still edit. If you guys have any questions about the Renegade Verona LE or anything in the Renegade line, please feel free to give me a call. Again, I'm Brian Moritz with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. My phone number is 303-482-6375. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you Monday.